Since we're here.
That's what we do. It's what I'm told, at least.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how the hell you been, my friend?
Yeah, how you?
Yeah. And since we're both at let's do a show, shall we? Yeah, why not?
Something to do.
Yeah, I took the last 2 days off. It's been, because of monkey issues. But I'm good and I'm happy, and it's political season. We had big political news, so it was like, it was made for monkey. Yay.
Yay. I noticed the longer we were off the air, the worse news got.
Well, I mean, let's talk about, I know we have a story that we want to discuss first, but part of the headline says Haley wins, and that is true. Mm-hmm. Haley has won, Jack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's a corporate candidate.
Dicksville Notch, the first people. Yeah, it's kind of funny that Haley won Dicksville. And that's not a joke, you guys. It's really the name of it. It's called Dicksville Notch. It's a town in New Hampshire. They do midnight voting during the primaries, Jack. And she won all 6 votes. It doesn't mean anything. She's going to lose the state as a whole, but yeah, she won all 6 Dix votes. Dicksville. Whoops, sorry. My mistake.
Oh, there's so many blowjob jokes in there.
Well, we'll get to the other Haley story later where we'll have plenty of those. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Haley can finally claim she won something.
Yeah, she won all the Dicksville.
They love her in Dicksville. Nikki is Dicksville's candidate. She keeps them warm and moist. Anyway, so speaking of dicks, Jack, let's check out this video. What a segue that unfortunately fits.
I know.
I love hearing you giggle over there when you can't laugh or when you can't talk because you're laughing too hard. And he's doing this because this is his video. Well, it's not his video. He's the one that sent it. This is Joy Reid over here on the left, and on the right, I don't remember her name. Oh, there it is. Tiffany Justice. She's from Moms for Liberty.
Yeah, she's one of the founders. Look, it's not that I enjoy watching you suffer. It's just that you have so many great reactions when you haven't seen the clip, and I am the one that gets to show it to you. So it's the laughter of glee as well as the satisfaction of your suffering. It's a little of both. It's good and evil.
Now, unfortunately, I feel like the lead has already been blown for me because I read the tweet, but I'm interested to watch.
Oh, it's so much worse than the tweet makes out.
All right, so Joy here, just based on even if I knew nothing else, this is Moms for Liberty, and that's Joy. So I can only imagine she's going to be a dumb Joy about it because I know way too much about Joy Reid. Joy Reid's one of the idiots who's actually engaged me on Twitter.
Well, yeah, it's because she's not very smart. It's not because she's black. It's because she's an idiot. And I feel bad because she's so stupid. Any demographic she's associated with is going to be painted with the brush of, like, if you just encountered Joy Reid, you're going to think so negatively of people with short hair, dumb people, because she's so exceptionally stupid. She finds a way to make everybody hate her.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help when you're a liar and stupid.
Yeah, a disingenuous lying bitch, and you're dumb. Come on, that's a lot of check boxes for one person. She must be incredibly stressed with all that responsibility.
Viking says, what more do you need to know other than that wig? Right? No, she was totally born with straight blonde hair.
Oh yeah, that's totally legit. That's no weave.
Fine, very fine hair too. That's actually how my hair was when I was young, Jack. When I was like 5 or 6, my hair looked like that. Not in that ridiculous Mo cut, but
yeah, I was gonna say it looks like she stole Mo's wig from like the Three Stooges.
Just dyed it blonde. All right, here we go.
The question I'm asking is, what is the expertise that you have and other Moms for Liberty advocates have to decide that a book, an award-winning book like All Boys Aren't Blue, isn't appropriate for students to read? What
what special knowledge do you need there, Jack? What special what word did she use? Qualification do you need to be like, yeah, we shouldn't be letting 6-year-olds read about dicks?
I would say being a parent, because you have the responsibility for your child. You don't need to be an expert in anything to say, I don't want my kid to see that.
Did you take psychology classes where they teach Kinsley?
Actually, I did, yeah.
I was doing her.
I know.
For anybody who gets that joke, it's actually pretty dark. Thank you. Thank you, Frosted Glass, who says, Joy brings shame to her race. Jack Cochran. Wow.
Well, she brings shame to everything she's associated with, including the stupid channel.
The human race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or reptilian, whatever she is.
Whatever she is, yeah.
What a tragic story of a young man who's anally raped by his adult family member. So you have incest, rape, pedophilia. Joy, you said you'd let me answer.
Sure.
Yeah. What kind of special education do you need to say it's wrong to let, let's even go 12, Jack. Read a story about a boy being anally raped by his uncle.
Well, apparently you have to have been victimized. I don't know.
I'm going to answer
Please
for you. In what context is a strap-on dildo acceptable for?
I'm sure Joy has a lot of answers for what context a strap-on dildo is okay. I'm just saying.
Public school. Just that's my question to you. Tell me what the context around the strap-on dildo or the rape of a minor child by a teacher.
Hold on a second.
No, wait, we're talking about public school.
One moment.
I'm going to let you answer. She already had to stop Joy from interrupting her once to remind her that she said she'd let her answer.
She did it again 4 seconds later. Look, pointing out the awful things in the book is not helping my cause.
All right.
So now you've asked me questions.
Sure.
And I'm going to answer it.
Okay.
Well, who is the main character? What's the name of the main character in All Boys Are Blue?
Oh, now the lit major?
Does it matter?
Yes, because she's trying to discredit her by saying, well, you didn't even read the book. You don't know what you're talking about. What's the main character's name? What's the protagonist's motivation? All right. Now, what's the dad's name and what color shirt was he wearing in chapter 5? Because it's relevant to the symbolism of the raven in chapter 7. Fuck off, you idiot.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with even if she could name it, and it doesn't go either way. Even if you could name the character, it doesn't make it better. Nikki Haley, thank you. I got the Kinsley joke. It's as dark as the last 4, this says clocks, that have been in my mouth. There you go.
Wow. Thank you, Reptilian Representative, who says, we do not claim her. Maybe the aliens from Mars can take this one. I don't know. They always just go, nah, nah, nah. So, and I have Slim Whitman on standby just in case.
For the record, I know the names of the 2 main characters in 50 Shades of Grey, but only because Gray is the name of the guy. It's his last name.
Yeah.
And like so many female writers do, they named the female lead Anastasia because they think that makes her sound exotic.
Yes.
And when I've heard the name, I actually laughed out loud. But
right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't remember those names. And it's still a shitty book.
Oh, it's total hackery.
But anyway.
Asking me right now.
You just gave me very specific information about this book, so you're presenting yourself as somebody expert.
It's the gentleman.
Hold on. Who's the main character in the book?
The main character is the author.
What's his name?
George, I believe, is his first name.
Because you're giving me very specific information that is.
You're asking me to remember the name of an author.
You remember very specific.
Joy.
Here's my question.
Talking about.
She's literally trying to down. Look. Hey. Okay, hey, I got one for Joy. Let's make this comparable, shall we, Jack? Let's say somebody slipped a penthouse into a child's school, and we'll even be nice about it and make it a high school, Jack. You can't object to it unless you know the name of the naked models.
That's pretty much what Dangerous just said. What's the name of the centerfold in The Latest Hustler?
Oh, yeah, there you go. What kind of dumbass reasoning is that? And you're right. She's trying to you didn't actually read it, did you?
Yeah, it's a lazy attempt to discredit her. We used to see this in college with the junior debate club people that were always like, oh, so you can't parse this exact sentence, therefore you don't understand anything in your dummy head, and I'm a genius. It's the way stupid people argue to try and look smart. And it works with their dumb friends, but it doesn't work in reality because, look, this lady clearly understands what's going on in the book. She knows elements of the book. She doesn't need to be an expert on it to say, I don't want this around my kid.
Guys, I did get the donations. I'll get them in 1 second. It does not matter if you can name the point isn't the names of the characters. It's the content of it.
Yep.
I feel like a weird Martin Luther King right now. Keldrick, thank you so much. 2 eyes, the ability to read, and a functioning brain are relatively common traits of the average parent, and they typically provide all the expertise needed for this. I know Joy lacks at least one of those qualities, so I understand her confusion. Yeah, she's trying to dismiss. Literally, you don't get to criticize this book because you don't know the name of the character.
Yeah, it's lazy freshman tactics from college. It's pathetic.
Here, how many of you guys can name all of the 7 dwarves? How about all 8 of Santa's reindeer? Those are 2 common things that should be easy, and most people can't do that, Jack.
No, because most people don't pay that much attention to it. They can still tell you the outline of the story.
Yes, exactly. The themes, Dark Resurrect, thank you for that feminist $12. The amount of obfuscation in this is sickening. Yes, it is. Well, they have to. What else is she going to say? She's not going to debate the merits of a dildo in a book.
No, she's got to bypass the strap-on thing. It's just all sleight of hand, and it's really lazy. I mean, I've seen philosophy majors that were freshmen and sophomores do better job at arguing than this. This is pathetic.
Stevie says, Sleepy, Dopey, Doc, Monkey, and Jack. There you go. Rudolph and the other 7. Stop it.
I am the world's tallest dwarf.
I use the Santa one because most people get that wrong even when they know all of their names because it's not Donner. There's a second D in that word. It's Donder. Ha! I'm smart.
His name is Dandruff. Thank you.
It's Dandruff. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Buddha, from the great state of Texas. Good morning, guys. Have a wonderful day. Dude, have a wonderful day. I hope it's warmer there than it is here because God bless it's cold up here.
Yeah, we're just now breaking the freezing mark. But hi, Buddha.
You're wrong, Monk. Never.
Answer my question.
No. I'm going to answer.
Great. I would love to.
When are you going to answer the question? You went like Socrates on this shit. When is it appropriate to have a dildo in a child's book? Let me answer your question with a question. What's the character's name?
It's not Socrates. It's Socrates.
It's Socrates.
I'm pretty sure Joy Reid is actually retarded.
No, you know what she is? She's a propagandist. Like I said, she knows there's no defense for this. So you got to just undermine the person making the criticism. Doesn't matter how valid the criticism is. This is actually sneaky. This shows a cleverness. Granted, it's underhanded and dirty as fuck, but there's a cleverness to what she's doing.
Absolutely. Well, I'm interviewing you, and you're not interviewing me. So let's just make sure it's a conversation.
Okay, great.
So
in conversation, there's questions and back and forth, Joy. See, she just did it again.
Is it a conversation or an interview?
This is exactly what I was just talking about and why I hate the media so much. She knows exactly did you see what she just did? I'm interviewing you. I'm asking you questions, but we're having a conversation. A conversation is not just 2 people stating their beliefs to each other. There's questions. There's exclamations, Jack. Sometimes there's even pregnant pauses.
Oh, trans pregnant pauses?
Trans pregnant pauses. Trans pauses can get pregnant.
Well, it's contradictory to say that.
As you are not an expert in this book.
I don't
Or
have
in-
to
hold
be
on.
an expert to know
hold
that
on a
dildos
second.
aren't
One
appropriate
moment,
for public
one moment.
school. I mean, come
This
on, let's get
book
real.
is a full context story, as you said, of the author's experience. Why is it your right or a Moms for Liberty activist's right to say that a parent who wants their child to have access to this book, which gives a personal experience of this author, why doesn't a liberal parent, for instance, or a parent of an LGBTQ, why don't they have a right for their child to just have access to this book? Why?
All right. Wow.
Yes.
First, we went from how are you an expert in this field to how do you have the right?
How dare you? She's not trying to get it pulled off of Amazon. She's trying to get it out of a school.
Thank you. That's the other thing she does. She goes, why doesn't the gay mom have a right to have her children to read this book? She can. Buy it for them.
Just don't mandate it in the school. Real fast. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. The moment anyone goes to, do you know this one specific detail, has already lost. It means they have no actual argument against the substance. It's a false attempt to discredit the other. Yes, absolutely. Unless that point is relevant, which it's not in this case, she's just being disingenuous in a shitbag.
Real quick, Frosted Glass in chat says, anal rape is fine in context. Joy Reid. Yes, that's kind of what she said.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. There are times when it's relevant to do that. What she's trying to do here, there are times it's relevant. Let's say somebody's like, there's deep incest in The Empire Strikes Back. Like, have you even seen it? That's a valid question because there technically is a little incestuous kissing in that movie, Jack.
Yeah, the only kiss wasn't like tongue, and she didn't suck him off. So
even then, they didn't know they were brother and sister, and in that story, they're not brother and sister until the next one comes along. And so there are times there's like you don't even know what you're talking about, which is what Joy is trying to say here.
Yeah.
But notice in that we just with the Empire thing, we just gave context. Leia didn't know that was Luke when she kissed him, that it was her brother. See, that's how you answer back to that. You don't go, hey, did you even watch it? Well, then I'm not discussing it with you at all.
So in Attack of the Clones, but we're talking about the first Star Wars, New Hope. Yeah, but in Attack of the Clones, it clearly sets us up.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
But
yeah,
did you even watch
it's a sleight of hand.
It is sometimes relevant to find out if the people. The real question is how much do you know about the story? Because that's what's important.
Yeah.
Because
well, it's lived experience. We can't discredit that.
The author's name could be Jim, it could be Bob, it could be Fred. It doesn't fucking matter.
Is it your right to say they can't?
So again, we're talking about incest, rape, and pedophilia.
And each parent, no, each parent.
You said you let me in. No. Yeah, actually, you did.
No, this is a type of commie bullshit where they're trying to shame you because this is a struggle session.
Yes,
she's trying to shame you into giving the answer she wants so she can say she's right. And if you do anything that deviates from that, you're a bad person who needs to be silenced and probably punished under penalty of law. That's the type of world Joy Reid wants because she's a bad person. Speaking of which, thank you, Joy Reid. Unless you can name all 580 characters in War and Peace, you can't say a book about gay adult child sex is wrong.
Yes.
That's basically the argument here. And I tried to purposely forget War and Peace on a regular basis because it was, like all Russian literature, incredibly fucking painful to read.
Is there any book where they name somebody War and Peace?
I'm sure there is, but I haven't found it, and it would be hilarious because it would have to be like an erotica novel.
Because every time I've heard War and Peace, when people say it, naturally they don't stop and enunciate like that. So it comes out War and Peace.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it should be the name of a deputy back in the Old West.
Right. But
Deputy
much like the book itself, saying it, you just want to get it over with as fast as possible.
Yes. One thing too, Tiffany here is the kind of person, she's right, but she's not the right person for this argument because she should have been calling Joy out on everything she said already.
Yeah.
She should have caught her right there with the why do you have the right? The answer there is that mom can still get that book for him.
Yep.
And this happens with people who are not good at this kind of debate, and most people aren't. Most people who go on these shows, this is why somebody like Joy Reid still has a show when she is so bad at her fucking job. Because they call on people that they know that they can just kind of bully. And Tiffany's doing a good job trying to stand up to her, but she's just not good at this kind of argument.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tiff. Hit me up. I'll help you out.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. First, they came for the anal rape enthusiasts, and I did not speak out because I was not an anal rape enthusiast. Then things were actually a whole lot better.
Who was that?
Frosted. Who else?
Fucking Frosted. God damn it.
He's not wrong.
All right.
Parent has to decide what is appropriate for their child to read. So I want you to answer. I'm going to ask it
let's
one more
have
time.
Right.
What is your right to tell a parent who wants their child, who might feel seen by this story? Why
Oh my
don't they
gosh.
have the right? Why don't they have the right as a parent to say, my child can have?
Did she just really ask
Yes.
why is it you're right if a parent feels that they want their child to understand the parent better because the parent feels seen by a book about a child being anally raped?
Well, they relate to the fucking pedophiles, apparently. This is some pro-pedo shit. I don't know.
No, dangerous. It wasn't that the child would be seen as an anal rape story. It's that the parent would be seen, is the way Joy phrased that question.
Yeah.
Or was she trying to say that they think the child would be seen? Okay, I got to hear her question again.
Rape and pedophilia.
And
Joy, you
each
said you
parent,
answered. Joy, you said you let me
no.
answer.
Oh, okay. And also she threw in, she said rape and pedophilia, and Joy's like, well, but what about the ones who want their kids to know about Okay, never mind. I'd missed her throwing in the pedophilia part, and that Joy was objecting to that. Hey, Democrats, we all just come out and admit you want to bang children?
Dude, as much as they defend pedos, I don't know how you can see it any other way. There seems to be a whole group of people in politics and in culture and media that really want to touch kids, and it's really scary now.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. Mo Howard plus negative filter equals Joy Reid.
That's gonna haunt me tonight. Thanks, Frosted.
Evolve, he's not wrong. Evolve, thank you. The original name for Santa's reindeer is Dunder, not Donder. Dunder is the Dutch word for thunder, and that's why we changed it, because Dutch people are weird. But then modernized later to Donder, so everyone is wrong. No, if it is modernized to Donder, then I am again right. Anyway,
yeah, it changes the way you hear that song if it's Dunder instead of Thunder.
Yeah.
AC/DC would be a really weird band. But thank you, Keldrick. I want Monkey to debate Joy Reid so much. That would be incredibly entertaining. I think at the end she would fall in love with Monkey and stalk him. So I'm concerned about that.
Joy, just to go over my interaction with Joy Reid, she tried pulling this kind of shit on me. She wrote something stupid, Jack. I don't remember what at this point. It's Joy Reid, so there's hundreds of examples. And I just happened to be online, and I do follow her for the lulz, and immediately responded. And you know what she came back with? She came back with, these people stalk me so that they can respond quickly to make me look stupid. I'm like, you didn't address what I said.
She looks stupid just fine on her own.
I do not have time to stalk idiots online. They come find me. Largely because I make fun of people like Joy Reid, but I follow a ton of people for a ton of different reasons, and when stupid shit pops up, I do say something, but I don't have time to sit there and like she's not even on my notifications. The only people that I hate follow that are on my notifications are the Krasensteins.
I knew you were going to say that.
And that's only because they are in such proximity to Elon Musk. I keep hoping that Elon Musk will see at least one of my tweets calling those two con men, and that he'll ask him about it. I don't want to like break any associations or anything. I would really like him to know that they are a couple of con men who rob old people, and actually computer-based theft is something that I feel like Elon Musk would care about. True. But don't worry, since they made a deal with the government by their own Trump-related posting, means they're absolutely guilty. Anyway, so we're getting back to Joy's question here.
Each parent has to decide what is appropriate for their child to read. So I want you to answer. I'm going to ask you one more time. Right. What is your right to tell?
Wait, you said you're going to ask one more time. This isn't even your original question, because you changed it to your right.
It was the original question, Monkey, because it metamorphosized into this. It went through a transformation. There was a cocoon and everything. You just missed it.
The first question was, why are you qualified to say it's not appropriate? Not what right do you have? Anyway.
A parent who wants their child, who might feel seen by this story, why don't they have the right?
Yeah, because see, the way she phrases that, it could be the child or the parent. I took it as the parent. Because she says, who wants their child, who might be seen as see themselves in the story, or however she phrased it. So in Joy's read, either the child or the parent was anally raped with a dildo, apparently, by a teacher. And this is in schools. You know what? Maybe this should be given to all children as a warning. Your teacher's going to try to fuck you. Because they're all trying to bang children now.
Sure seems that way, doesn't it?
I mean, you would think they would have better controls on this, but there's a reason the pedophiles hang out at the playground, Jack.
Yeah, now they're just in charge of the playground.
Yeah.
No, see, when we started losing professionalism, we also threw decorum out the window, so it's fair game, I guess. They just treat it like their personal dating pool.
Pat says, I would ask, why does she feel like a story like this needs to be in school? But see, she has the perfect answer to that. Remember, she's not presenting this as Joy Reid wants it in there. As long as there's people who want it in there. There's other parents who do. See? Sneaky, isn't it?
And I think that's the fundamental misunderstanding, because pedophiles aren't people. They're monsters.
True.
Why don't they have the right as a parent to say, my child can have access to this book?
If a child feels seen by this story, that means that they have been the victim of a predator. That means that they have either been raped by a family member, they've experienced
and your proof of that is what?
You just said that if a child feels seen.
Did she really roll her fucking eyes at that? How else would the child be seen by it if this is what the story's about?
Look, Joy Reid's not a very smart lady, so
the child just feels seen because they haven't been butt raped, but they've thought about it a lot.
Yes, maybe.
Christ Almighty!
By this story,
what I'm saying, Joy, you're now making assumptions.
No, Joy, but if a child has been,
you made assumptions about him feeling seen. You're now making assumptions based on your assumption, fucker.
I don't know how people watch this show and side with her, because she's really stupid.
Because it is not about intelligence. That's why. It's about the feeling. This is the real danger of all social justice isn't the logical arguments, because the people who are on the other side aren't logical. It's not about logic to them. It is only about the feeling. Hey, this gay person wants their kid to read the book. Why would you keep that from them?
Don't you know how hard it is being gay in high school? Yeah,
Yes.
It's not as hard as getting anally raped by your uncle. And your teacher getting all sexually aroused, like talking lesson plans while playing with their nipples, going, all right, kids, who wants to talk about chapter 5? Ugh.
Stevie says she interrupts every 2 seconds and her low IQ viewers cheer it on. Yeah, because this is seen as standing up. She fought back against it. I guarantee you somewhere there's a clip of this, like, she fought back against it.
And yet
You
she
should do a lot.
persisted.
Yes.
Lot better than put a book on a
Now you're
library
literally
shelf.
creating
We
a
need to
story
give-
behind a child that you don't know. Let me show you a form. This is a
She just did that.
You mean the fictional child she presented to begin with?
Jesus Christ.
form that can be obtained in Broward County, Florida.
Okay.
I'm going to show it to the audience and then I'm going to show it to you. This is
You realize all we can see is a white sheet of paper. There's a bunch of lights on you right now washing that out. This is not your first day on TV.
Every day is her first day on TV.
Look, guys, here's a paper. I promise you it says something.
it's called
Can I
the
see it?
opt. Yeah, please. I'm going to hand it to
Thank
you.
you so much.
It's called the opt-out form.
Okay.
An opt-out form would allow any parent, because you said you are in favor of parental.
Go ahead.
This is so condescending. An opt-out form is what you can sign to opt out. Ugh, you're retarded. Oh my God, I hate this woman.
rights.
I am.
It would allow any parent to opt out of their child being able to take books out of the library without their parents' permission.
Okay.
So
Fine. And that should exist anyway. However, my question is, why do you think that belongs in a child's library anyway?
Yeah, or in the school, because this could be in curriculum as well.
Sure. At what point? See, this is why I always bring up the hustler example, because we know that there's a line. There is a line where people are like, no, that's too far. So what is that line really becomes the question. And when it comes to books written by gay and trans people, for some reason, there's a lot of sexuality in this for children that is not accepted in any other sphere.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they show heterosexual relationships, not butt fucking. You're thinking of Teen Vogue.
so that Moms for Liberty,
Okay.
why not?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. And people wonder why we call them groomers. Yeah. Right? Fucked
Mr.
up, man.
Hughes says there should be an opt-in. Yes, and you know what? There is. They can go buy those fucking books.
Yeah, they go to Barnes & Noble and buy them and not force it on everyone else.
Not advocate that every school in America have an opt-out form so that a parent who doesn't want their child to access a book like All Boys Aren't Blue,
Right.
that they can make that choice, because then each parent, including a liberal parent, a black parent, a parent who wants their child to read a book about African-American history, then they get
This is not a book about African-American history. This is a book about a kid being anally raped.
Why do you hate the gay community so much?
Pat, I know you're black, so if you were anally raped, I'm sorry that happened to you. Apparently, being black is like being an anally raped child now.
I got nothing to that one, dude. You stumped me. Nothing I say is not going to get us in trouble with somebody.
Look at her face there.
I want children to read books.
She looks so smug.
Well, she is. She thinks she's so intelligent here.
Why not just
African-American
opt
history,
out
so.
for yourself rather than tell other parents what they can and cannot?
First
have
of
their
all,
children
I
read?
think what you're talking about here is a wonderful step in the right direction. We should
No,
be
no, it's not. I mean, it is, but not in this context, because that's not the issue. The issue is not that some kids can get it and some kids can't. It's that it's in a school library. That's the issue. We're not talking a public library. This is a school library. We have standards that we have for schools, and the whole free speech thing. You know me, I'm for free speech, but children are not full citizens. Okay. They're little bastards that we have to teach and mold, and pushing all this gay agenda bullshit on them. And frankly, it's the trans agenda. Let's be honest about it. This trans agenda bullshit on them is not something we should be doing. Pat asked, did she just compare black history to anal rape? Yes, she did. And not just anal rape, the anal rape of a child.
Yeah.
It's not bad enough that it was anal rape. It's anal rape of a child. Make sure we get all of that in there.
having conversations about this. This is about local control. A lot of these decisions are made at the local school board level. And that's where these decisions should be made. And there should be vibrant conversations about what's happening in our public schools and what kids have access to. Joy, however, maybe we could just put all the books with all the graphic sexual content, the dildos, the rape, the incest.
I'm sorry.
Let's do
I'm so sorry.
Let's do a back room.
Excuse me.
Let's put a curtain up in the library
First
like
of all,
they used
hold
to
on.
do.
One moment.
Video
One moment.
stores. Remember when we were little and you would go to the video store?
The books that Moms for
and they
Liberty.
put those
The books that Moms for Liberty.
With pornography.
I know that you. I've seen.
We could just do that in the public library.
Tapes of what.
Well, let her talk, and then you can talk instead of cutting her off again and again and again. Joy Reid is rude as shit here.
Yep.
And it would be one thing if she was interjecting with something intelligent, but she's not.
She's not.
What
That
Moms for
sounds
Liberty does, and you all go into school board meetings
Joy,
and you
this is
read
a
graphic stuff.
disingenuous conversation.
Did you hear what she just said?
Yep.
You go into school board meetings and read graphic stuff, that you can't remember the name of the main character to. The school board meetings where they tell you you're not allowed to read this because it's inappropriate to read in a public forum with adults. But it's perfectly okay for the little kids because their gay mommy wants them to. And that girl might grow up to be in the army one day, Jack. So, hey.
Right.
Good God almighty, this is infuriating. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. Say it, Joy. Say you want porn and rape fantasy books for in children's libraries. Just admit it. Well, remember, this isn't about the porn and stuff. This is about inclusion. She even used the wording. She used the goddamn wording. Feel seen. Feel seen. What the fuck does that even mean? Snubber, thank you. Of course, Joy wants to push so parents can dictate what children's read for African Americans. No propaganda there. Look, this has literally nothing to do with the actual books for some people like Joy. I don't think Joy wants to fuck kids. You know what I think? I think Joy is just one of these fucking retards who's like, oh, we have to support it no matter what, because she's about feelings and not anything to do with logic. Cryptic, thank you. Why is Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man even on the air? The dude is stupid.
His name is Simon Phoenix.
And in fairness, he still had his fro was just blonde. She went. How does she think she's getting away with that little towhead, really really fine hair thing? Nobody believes. It's like when somebody wears a blue wig. Stop it. We know that's fake.
Yeah, it's a delightful effort if you're special. You know what I'm saying?
You're just wearing a hair hat. Stop it.
Hairheaded hooligans.
No, it's not.
There's America used to understand that there was something called age-appropriate content.
Right, and here's my question again. Again. Ruby Bridges goes to school.
Okay, I don't know where she was going with Ruby Bridge. This is a story about a kid being anal raped, and she's like, we have to have it in schools because gay said so. Just like we've discussed with women, this has moved on from women being always right, although they still are.
Oh,
gay people,
they're perfect.
Gay people and trans people and people who think they're non-binary, they can be wrong and often are.
What?
What is the title of the book? Some Boys Aren't Blue or something like that. Not all boys are blue. Thank you. Michael put it in the chat. Not all boys are blue. So,
they do blow, apparently.
Am I understanding correctly that book is about a child who gets anally raped and grows up to be gay?
Yes.
Shocking.
The Milo story.
It's amazing how many people of the alternate sexual persuasions have a story about being touched.
Totally coincidental, Monkey. You're not allowed to notice that.
It's almost like when they start them young, they stay that way. Am I not allowed to say that out loud?
No, you're not.
Look, if you're a gay man and you're enjoying gay sex, that's fine. But there are an awful lot of gay advocates who've been touched by people, and especially the trans one, man. Everybody keeps pointing to depression. Like, we keep finding depression in these. Yeah, dig deeper to where that depression came from. Look at how many of them were touched inappropriately as children. Hate truth. Yeah, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that one. I'll probably do what I get in the most trouble for ever around here. All right, let's get on to the big politics of the day, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie DeSantis is dropped out of the race for presidency. Today is the New Hampshire primary, for those of you who didn't know. The good people of the state of I've never been to New Hampshire. I don't know if they're good people or not.
I don't know.
The people of New Hampshire are going to be voting today. And just before it, DeSantis drops out. First question, Jack, who does this help in the New Hampshire primary?
Theoretically, Trump.
I think it's probably going to be about split. I think we're going to see the DeSantis folks go either half go for Trump and half go for Haley, or half go for Trump and half stay home.
Yeah, I think I think there'll be 25% go to Haley just out of spite because they're the never Trumpers, and then you'll have 25% that stay home, and the other half go to Trump.
Did you see DeSantis's announcement? Ron. I will stand by this. Any other year that Trump is not a candidate, DeSantis wins this election. Even with as bad as people think his campaign was, his biggest obstacle was just that Trump is in the race.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But Ron is so stiff, and this video, we're not watching the whole thing because I don't want to watch all of it again. But I did cue up this part. This is where he officially announces. It's 2 minutes into the video. He does his platitudes about we ran a good race. We did the best we could. But this is where he's saying, look, we don't have a path to victory, and where he makes his endorsement of Trump.
But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now.
And that's great. But that's a weird thing to say in a I'm dropping out speech. Because you didn't deliver on any of your promises from the race because you never got to be president.
Yeah.
It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance.
That's been clear to most of us for about 2 months, Ron. And we had a suspicion months before that.
Watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci.
That is petty as fuck.
Yeah, it is pretty petty, yeah.
Of all the stuff that has happened in this campaign, that right there is what made me lose some respect for this man. I still have overall respect for Ron DeSantis, but that right there, you could have just left it at, I have some disagreements with Trump.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit less childish.
Mess says it's true, though. It is true, but this is you dropping out into it's like it's just petty. It's taking your ball and going home in a sense. It's spitting on the guy as you shake his hand for winning. It's just petty. There's no reason for it.
Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents.
That's all I wanted to watch, but I'll throw it into chat if people want to catch the rest of it. But that is such a milquetoast endorsement there.
Yeah. There's a sense of bitterness to that with the cheap shot.
Yes.
And that was kind of childish.
It really was. And I get it, but it's like he's superior to the guy in office, not now. He's not like, hey, he's a good candidate. Like he's better than the shitbag in there, okay? And he's not the old guard like Haley is. So I promise to support whoever wins, and Donald Trump has my endorsement. Well, he's going to endorse whoever wins. You don't have to say that part here. All it did is make it sound like he's doing it because he has to.
Yeah.
I said I'd do it, so here you go. It's such a bitch way of doing it. Hey, he beat me. I disagree with him in some places, but I overall think he's on the right path. They stopped a lot of his agenda. I'm here to support it, and hopefully he can get it all done going forward. This was such a bitch way to do it. Ron, why you bitch out like that? Anyhow, yeah, that part hit me in a way that just made me cringe. Ugh. So there it is, guys. It is down between Nikki Haley and Donald Trump. We'll get back to Haley because we are going to cover that other story. But first, the rest of the headline. Joe Biden is not running for president in New Hampshire. Don't get too excited, guys. Because of the Democratic rules, go back to 2020. If you guys remember 2020 very well, Joe Biden loses the first two primaries. He actually gets trounced in the first two primaries. But then South Carolina came along. And for reasons that I still can't quite comprehend. Well, I do now, but I couldn't comprehend at the time why South Carolina politicians were so in the bag for Joe Biden. I mean, he had the name recognition, but he was clearly floundering. He was already showing signs of his dementia, but they were all on board for him. Fast forward to 2022. In 2022, Joe Biden comes up with a plan for the Democrats to change the early voting states. It's Iowa, New Hampshire, and then South Carolina. Well, Joe Biden decides South Carolina should be the first state to be voting in the Democratic primary. And so the DNC is like, yes, that's how we do it. But New Hampshire state law says that New Hampshire has to vote in the primary 7 days before any other state. That's in their law. So they're still holding the election. The Democrats have decided that election doesn't actually count. And so in solidarity with the national Democrats and to repay how he bought votes in 2020, Joe Biden is not he's not even on the campaign. He didn't file to run in the Democratic primary in New Hampshire. There's no delegates being awarded for it. So basically New Hampshire does not count. That's what Democrats think. Good job. And so South Carolina will be their first vote, which is what, in late February, if I remember right?
Something like that.
I want to say the 24th, but don't quote me on that because I'm wrong sometimes when it comes to dates and stuff. But there was a great thing that happened in this whole fight where the Democratic National Committee comes out and says, okay, you guys, your vote doesn't actually count. You need to tell your people that your vote doesn't count. We're not giving you any delegates or anything. And the head of the Democrats in New Hampshire was like, you need to stop telling them that it's meaningless. Well, it is meaningless. Even if Joe Biden were to win there's no delegates. So that it's literally the definition of meaningless.
Yeah. It totally doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. How dare you call it meaningless? The New Hampshire Attorney General issued a cease and desist order against the DNC, arguing that the National Party must stop repeating the false, deceptive, and misleading claim that the primary is meaningless. It literally is meaningless. But hey, if you say it's not meaningless. We said so. Let's get back to Dicksville, shall we? You like that segue?
That was beautiful.
Thank you. The Daily Mail. So many people sent me this, and Jack, you were one of the ones who actually sent me the article. Hey guys, as much as I like seeing screenshots, if you're going to send me something, please send the full article so I don't have to look it up myself. I'm lazy.
You're not lazy, you're motivationally impaired.
That makes me sound so much better.
Right? It's part of your disability.
Nikki Haley did cheat on her husband, had an affair with her comms consultant and a married South Carolina lobbyist before she became governor, sworn affidavits and new witnesses claim. Dun, dun, dun. On the left here, we see Nikki with her husband, who's away, for those of you men out there looking for a cheap thrill. And then on the right, we see the comms consultant and her lobbyist that she was humping. Reportedly, allegedly, Jack.
Doesn't that dude look... The guy in the upper right corner, he looks like the nefarious, generic, evil Muslim that they have in, like, NCIS and SWAT and all those other daytime network shows.
He looks like an actor that I can't name because he always does, like, minor roles like that.
Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about. And
I can see the Mummy. Yeah, I can see his face, but I can't. I don't know his name.
Yeah, we'll call him that guy because he looks like that guy.
He does look like that guy. Before we move on, Jack, I want to point this out to the audience, okay? This is important for me that you guys understand this. I had no idea about these allegations, even though they're 14 years old now. This came out in 2010. I'll throw this in there. We're not actually reading through the whole article. I just like that we have it. And the report is that she had an ongoing deal with the guy in the upper right, that they humped for quite a while until he got a steady girlfriend who eventually became his wife, and that he was like, "Hey, I'm getting serious," and Nikki got a little pissy about it. The whore got mad that this guy was going to go be faithful to his soon-to-be wife.
Wow. Eric Avari, thank you guys. That's
Thank
the
you.
guy we were thinking of.
Now, the guy down bottom, this one, he was married at the time and has since been divorced. And part of the divorce was the claim that he had been sleeping with Nikki Haley. And reportedly only once. They went to some conference and humped there.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
He looks like the generic actor that get to play a Kennedy pastiche, like a used car salesman kind of look.
I was thinking more Southern lawyer / politician, because he kind of looks like the lawyer from My Cousin Vinny, the prosecutor.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that Southern lawyer look, which he probably was. I mean, he's a lobbyist, so there's a chance he has a law degree. That happens often. Go off and make more money selling your soul to the devil in Washington. But yeah, so Nikki here's a whore. That dirty bitch. Let's just put her on the screen for a minute. That's a dirty bitch. Nikki.
Love the cock.
She did address the allegations back in 2010 when she said, "Nuh-uh." I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she said. "Nuh-uh.
You don't know me."
Nikki. You're going to lose anyway. You're going to lose. You're not going to beat Donald Trump. Even if every DeSantis voter went to you, you still lose to Donald Trump. Drop out and don't make your husband relive the fact that you're a whore. Okay? Not publicly like this.
Do you think Trump knows about this? Because he would totally bring it up.
I honestly don't know. Maybe. I bet he does now.
Yeah, because she's going to be like, well, what about that famous quote about you grabbing women by the vagina? And he's going to be like your comms director did.
Right? There's also a part of this where they talk about the possibility that, I don't remember if it was in this article or one of the other ones that I read, that she was trying to hump Trump. And her reaction to that was, I've only been on the plane with him one time. Trump will bring her former lovers to an event. That would be awesome.
I hope they bring Eric Avari because he's a good actor and he looks enough like the comms consultant that people mistake them.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this just, when I saw that, I just started laughing because you sent that to me. We were just making fun of her for being a whore the night before.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pretty sure I ended my show with a Nikki's a whore song.
probably. But I cracked up so hard. I thought I was gonna pee myself. I was laughing so hard when I saw that because I knew that you were just fucking around and didn't know about these allegations. And then they come out, and I'm like, wow, how great of timing. You are a psychic.
Morning nuts. I'm not psychic. I pay attention.
Mm.
And she's
Psychic.
way too happy to be telling everybody how her husband's gone. And
Psychic.
having grown up around military wives, you have two kinds of military wives: the ones who are very loyal to their husbands, and the ones who go to the club the night that their husband goes out to sea or gets deployed. And
look, dude, I'm trying to set us up for a psych spinoff where you're a fake psychic.
No, see,
So-
I hear you. But psychic, leaves it up to everyone else, where I'm just smart makes me sound better.
Yeah, but we're not going to cash in on you being smart. We're going to cash in on suckers that believe in psychic powers.
I am totally psychic, you guys.
Notice how that changed real quick.
I'm poor. I'm psychic now.
Real quick. Thank you, Circus Zero. Removing a state from a political party's presidential candidate selection? Huh. Funny. So, how's that not a threat to democracy like everything else? It's okay when they do it. That's why.
RJ says, me thinks Nikki's a home wrecker. Well, she would have been, or she is, and she would have been even more of a home wrecker, but the one guy actually had some morals, although he was banging a married woman.
Do you think her daughter kind of wonders about who her dad is now?
I bet she does now, yeah. All I'm saying is her children came out with darker skin than her or her husband. That's all I'm saying. Not black dark, but like the little Indian sidekick from Short Circuit might have been involved.
Oh. Well, he deserves to have a role in something.
Yeah. I always liked him. I really liked him when he did. He's the same guy that did the one episode of Always Sunny, right?
I think so.
Yeah. You have to take up tarot reading again. Yeah, I still have those around here somewhere. Okay, Jack, let's move on to our Congress being dirty, or at least our last Congress being dirty. House panel investigating the Capitol riot wants access to files deleted before the GOP took control.
What?
Did you see this article?
Yes, and it was enraging because they did it on purpose.
Yeah. So the new House takes over. What is it? The 10th, I think, each year.
I think so.
I don't remember the exact day. It's early in January. These little shits deleted all this shit on January 1st. It's one of the last things they did as a Congress before the new Congress takes over. And they deleted a bunch of the files related to the January 6th investigation. This was the January 6th Select Committee.
Yeah, probably because it exposed all their collusion.
Well, they were able to retrieve the files. However, a bunch of them are password protected, and Bernie Thompson, whatever his name is, so far has not given up the password. So he's being formally asked for him now, and eventually probably subpoenaed for him.
Yeah, because that's a matter of like National Archives records.
Well, unfortunately, there's not a rule that says that has to be done for Congress.
That's stupid.
Yeah, we only make the president do that, and the only reason we do that is because we know Nixon was thinking of he did get rid of some stuff, and so like Congress again doesn't have to do this, but the president does. Damn Russians at it again. Yeah, right. Deleting said files reeks of corruption. Yeah, it does.
The fact that he's refusing to give over the password tells me there's something in there that they don't want us to see.
Well, look at the tapes, man.
Yeah.
How many people knew? I didn't know until all those tapes came out that I'd seen people suggesting it, but we know for a fact now that the police were the ones who started the violence.
Yes. And their agents and associates were the ones
I need to caveat that up on the Capitol itself, because the violence at the bike cages, the bike racks, that was started by the people, right? Yes. But the violence up top and everybody's just up there standing around, it was the police who start throwing concussion grenades and tear gas at these people who are not doing anything illegal other than standing on the wrong lawn at the time.
Well, they were standing menacingly. Some of them probably smirked.
And remember, these people, there was a planned demonstration with permits and everything at the Capitol. They just went to the wrong side of the Capitol to do it. So the notion that these idiots were hiding stuff, look at they took the time to show Josh Hawley running, and they showed that video like 4 or 5 different times, but didn't take the time to show, like, okay, you policemen, you who says it was worse than Iraq, did you guys fire first?
Oh yeah, we'll ask the guy that got accused of racism and sued several times. Let's ask him, and then we'll delete the video of us arresting people and then uncuffing them once we get them inside and fist bumping them because they're undercover. Yeah, bullshit. Oh, thank you, Cryptic. I connected the dot with Nikki Haley. She's a steel nan bread.
I don't get it.
The dot on her forehead.
Oh, gotcha. Those dots are kind of sexy, honestly.
I know, it's kind of hot. It means they're married, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Amish beard.
No, I don't find women with Amish beards sexy.
Wouldn't it be cool if an Amish dude married a Indian chick and then he starts to grow a beard and she gets a dot? That would be awesome.
Yes,
then they both get
is
something.
Indian.
Then they both get something. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know much about ethnic foods because I'm a white guy who eats burgers and fries, man.
You need to go to an Indian restaurant. The curry is delicious.
I don't really need diarrhea.
So hungry. You don't know that because it's delicious. Yeah, it burns a little bit coming out, and you'll have fire burns on your cheeks, but it's delicious.
I'm sure, but so is Taco Bell, and my body's adjusted to that already.
Well, you shouldn't have too much problem with curry. It's like high-class Taco Bell.
How come they don't have a fast food place for like other ethnic foods? Like Indian or do Dutch people even eat some other place, right?
If you're ever down by Ohio State campus, there is a Indian restaurant called Curry in a Hurry. It's just north of campus. And it is basically a fast food curry place. I don't know if it's still there, but it was a few years back. And that place was fucking awesome. It looks like a drug front. And you walk in and you're like, am I in a gangster movie? What's going on? And they will look at you suspiciously like, why is there a white person in here? But they make amazing fucking food. So there you go. Curry in a Hurry. That's also the name of a porn series, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Not starring Nikki Haley, but there are Indian chicks in it.
Thompson claimed to have turned over 4 terabytes of digital files, but the hard drive archived by the select committee with the clerk of the House contains less than 3 terabytes. What's the guy's name? Loudermilk? That's the congressman who's in charge of the investigation that's going on of the investigation. Whoops, wrong thing. He told Thompson they found numerous digital records from the hard drive archived by the select committee that had passwords and asked for a list. Thompson is not yet. Even the pictures in here, they're showing this stupid shit. It's everywhere. And look, they made sure to get the Confederate flag one in there.
Of course they did.
Isn't that the Michigan flag? Not the not the Confederate one, the one over here.
I don't know. Like that is offhand.
All those state flags look alike, except for that one that they're redesigning that looks really retarded. What one is that? A state just changed their flag. I forget who it was.
I I saw the article. I don't remember though.
Is it Wisconsin? I want to say.
don't know.
I want to say it was because they had like Native Americans on it, and they're like, "Oh my god!" By the way, I'm a Native American, and I have Indian blood in me, but I was born in America. That's what Native means.
Excuse me, you're an Indian American.
Minnesota. Because when I saw the old flag, I recognized it because it was sitting behind the judge during the Rittenhouse trial.
Oh, that's right.
The old one was ugly. It was way too busy, like a lot of state flags are, because they always want to put like a state seal on there and a bird and a dude and a jackal or whatever. They're not easily identifiable because so many of them just look alike. But man, did we look up? Is it Minnesota? I thought it was Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're saying Minnesota. I trust the audience. Minnesota and Wisconsin are fairly interchangeable. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, it is the. You're right. My bad, guys. But I want to show this for those of you who haven't seen it. This flag is ridiculous. This is their new state flag.
Vikings said the Virginia flag has a boob on it. What is that?
That is the new state flag of Minnesota.
Oh my God! What? That looks like one of those gender flags off of Frosted's channel.
It is.
Frosted, did you design this flag? Because this is hideous.
There's got to be a way
skills, Frosted,
that 4chan can figure out how this is racist.
Well, it's got a white star in it.
And there's a K. See the K?
That's a repurposed Somali flag. It probably is.
It does have, Tyrone says Muslim flag. It does kind of look like some of the Muslim country flags.
Yeah. This is just lazy, though. Like, what, just some random... It looks like when your mom designs a superhero costume and it's generic man.
Yeah. Look, you have a mask. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Have you ever seen the Somali flag?
A long time ago. I don't think I could pick it out of the lineup.
Well, tell me if this looks familiar to you. Oh, that's really small. Let's blow that up. Whee.
That's what she said. Yeah, that does kind of look alike. It's like a Somali pride flag. The Minnesota one.
We got that one. And
pride flag. Somali pride.
Yeah. This is a state in America, and they got rid of all of there's reasons for everything on their old ugly flag. But in this case, I'm all for more simplified flags, because flags should be something that the reason we use them, it used to be, so people can see what armies marching towards you, right? It should be something that's easily identifiable. But they straight up went Middle Eastern because, well, they have a large population there in Minneapolis. Gotta make sure that Ilhan Omar feels at home.
Yeah, I guess.
She's from Somalia, guys. You think that's all a coincidence?
I think not.
That horrible husband-stealing whore. Why is that such a thing with female politicians?
I don't know.
We're redesigning the state for her. She's not even supposed to be in the country.
Well, that goes with a lot of people these days, unfortunately.
Yes, she's a naturalized citizen, but she never should have been a naturalized citizen. She should have been sent back to her fucking home.
Yep.
Ilhan's a dude? No, she's not. She's a whore. She takes the wiener, man.
She's a brother fucker.
And pops out kids from her brother. It's nice to be an aunt to her children.
Yeah, you missed the super chat.
I did?
Yeah, Frosted sent you one.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Frosted. Thank you. The gender flag involved more effort. That's true. It depends.
He sent me an example. Hold on. Oh, let me switch screens here.
Isn't that appropriation of the flag? No, it's an homage. But I get the. Why does it look like a Cheeto?
It's one of those little dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, this is for the Dino Nuggy gender. Xenogender related to Dino Nuggets.
Well, I was just assuming it was a Hassan Piker flag.
Oh, I mean, I guess you're not far off.
Him and his stupid nuggies. I got to steal your content because I need to eat nuggies.
That's how we
What
get
a
to be rich.
douchebag.
Other people's content.
At least he's more honest about stealing it than Crowder is. Stop taking my jokes.
Right?
I want to address this one, Jack, because I didn't quite understand it. I don't understand people like this. Do you know who Melissa Chen is?
Yeah. I follow her on Twitter.
Me too. And I like Melissa, but she said this: conservatism didn't historically appeal to me because of its cocky self-assuredness and certainty. What drew me to liberalism as a way of encountering the world was its self-doubt. Any shred of self-doubt today has been replaced by certainty. It's almost nowhere to be found. This is a tragedy. One, that's not true. Liberals have always been just as cocky as Republicans. They're just pussies.
Well, liberals are cowards, but they are morally certain.
They're certain cowards.
Yeah, they have that moral arrogance because everything they do is right. Whereas Republicans tend to be more outgoing in the sense of like, maybe it's not self-assurance necessarily, but it's confidence. Like,
Yeah.
I can do this.
What I don't understand about this is who the hell is attracted to self-doubt?
Girl
What
bosses.
kind of thinking is that?
I don't know. It's somebody that likes weak people, I think. No, RJ, she's not related to Lauren.
No, they're not related at all. I just don't understand the notion of self-doubt being attractive at all. That's typically something we don't like about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe I understand relating with it. Being like, oh yeah, I understand self-doubt, but why would that be something that made you go, I want to go over there with all the people who are unsure of themselves?
Yeah, that seems to be more like I don't want to be noticed kind of mentality. Like, I'm just gonna hang out over here on the bleachers with these other kids because I don't want people looking at me. It does really seem kind of, I don't know, like you're embracing a reason to fail.
Mofo asked emo. No, what it read to me, and maybe this is just from empirical experience, is it comes off as one of those people who doesn't like self-assured people. And Jack, as a rather egotistical, self-assured person myself, I run into three kinds of people. People who really like that I'm self-assured, people who don't give a shit if I am or not, and then people who flat out hate me and want me to die because I dare have confidence. Now, there's very few of those people. One used to actually work for me. One of my CSMs didn't like me because I was too self-confident. You walk like you own the place. That's just how I walk, yo.
Oh, it's because you played Bee Gees every time you were walking through the store.
You can't tell by the way I walk. Fuck.
We're dorks.
We are dorks. But there are some people who see any kind of confidence as bad. And typically they're really, really shy folks who just can't do it themselves. Man up, bitch. And again, I like I like Melissa Chen, but that just I don't understand that kind of mentality. I would never be like, okay, that guy over there, he's heading that way, and he's headstrong, and he seems like he knows what he's doing. That guy's walking in a circle because he can't decide where to go. I'm gonna go with the guy in a circle. That's where I'm headed.
I get what you're saying. I think this is just one of those things where she has some like self-confidence issues, and some women are drawn to guys that have those same issues. and I don't understand that, but I don't understand women, hence being single. So I don't know. I find it weird, but there are women like that. It seems to be some sort of power and control mechanism to me. I don't know.
I think they're little feminists who are like that. He's a man. But anyway, and also she's just wrong. Liberals have always been like that.
Yeah.
The two sides don't get to where they are by being like, I think I'm wrong. I could be wrong. You lead with confidence. Nobody follows a coward into battle. Whether real battle or it's why I say that people like Vaush and Hassan, the reason that they have followings despite being fucking retarded, people like Joy Reid have a following despite being retarded. It's because they put on that air of confidence. That's all it takes. If you can get confident, that's half the battle right there. Don't care about that. Don't really care about that. Oh, damn, we can't watch this one.
Not with that attitude.
No, we really can't because the audio is shit. There was a debate in California because they have a Senate race going on. And Adam Schiff was up there because he's running for the Senate. And there's a good chance he'll win right now. I really hope he doesn't because I want to see him lose just to watch him cry. Because he is such a little bitch.
Yeah.
But we can bring the tweet up on screen. I threw the link into the chat because the audio is so fucking low. I hate places that make really, really bad audio. The guy, I don't know who he is. He's the guy way over here on the right side of the screen. His name is Garby, who points out to Adam Schiff that he got censured for lying. And Adam comes back and he says, no, I got censured for standing up to Donald Trump. And I'll do it again. I'll do it again because I'm a big bad guy. I stood up to him. And he points out, nah, man, you lied about the Russian collusion and you can't unring that bell.
That's Schiff code for standing up to him. Just lying about him.
Just lie about it again. It's what he does. Nah. He was censured for the lies that he told during the Russian investigation, not for impeaching Trump or standing up to Trump, but for flat out lying. Remember, he had the smoking gun at one point.
Yeah.
We have the evidence.
So he's one of those Dougie diapers. He will run and tattle to anyone, lie on anyone, and he just doesn't think there'll ever be a consequence for it. He gets real upset if there is.
Is this the primary? No, the primary was already held. They have a weird system there in California. If I remember correctly, I think their Senate primary was already held. Or because they take like the top 4 and they do that weird voter choice thing.
Yeah, ranked voting.
Ranked choice, yeah. So they have more than just 2 people running in the general. And you vote for the one you want, and then the second one you want, which is a really stupid way to vote. I know there's people who like it, but voting really is a popularity contest. And the top guy's supposed to win. I don't understand how they can do this in any place and then bitch about like the Electoral College.
Because they're hypocrites and they're stupid.
Yeah. P-Dog, how you doing, my friend? How you doing today?
What's up, P-Dog?
Sports Illustrated fired their entire staff the other day.
Yep, because wokeism killed it.
We're going to put this on the screen just as something. No, not that one. That one. Because Jack will like this one.
You're going to show Cooter again?
No, I don't show Cooter on this show.
Batgirl.
Yep.
Why you got to show the fatty?
Would you prefer the dude?
No, but I prefer.
Say, what are you, Andrew Tate?
Why don't we have the hot chick, Kathy Ireland or Elle McPherson?
There is a reason. We will actually show the other person too. So this is the swimsuit issue 2022. This is the swimsuit issue 2023, and that's a dude. The Sports Illustrated, yeah, they 1 year for their swimsuit issue, their best-selling issue every year, they put a fat chick on it, and then the next year they put a dude, then they had to fire everybody because the people who actually own the Sports Illustrated IP don't write the magazine themselves. It's actually licensed out Marvel style.
Yeah.
And the people that it's licensed out to, I forget the name of them, missed their payment that they were supposed to make. And so the people who own the IP, who reportedly want to basically take it over and write it themselves, since there was a missed payment, they're like, yeah, you guys are losing the rights to that. So Sports Illustrated, the people who are writing it right now, told everybody, we're firing basically everyone unless something can happen that fixes this. But immediately a whole bunch of you are fired because we're pretty sure it's not going to be fixed.
Yeah, because it's gone very woke in the last, 8 or 9 years, actually, because they started doing the fat chicks and then the trans people and then just gay dudes.
Yeah. Congratulations, P-Dog got P-Dog grandbaby number 2, a granddaughter.
Oh.
Congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations.
I got to hang out with my youngest granddaughter yesterday. She was over here for a while her mom and sister went shopping.
Oh,
and she slept the whole time. She woke up every now and then because she really didn't want to sleep, but she's got a little cold going on.
Oh.
And she was, the whole time she was awake, she was just yawning, like, just go back to sleep, baby. And then she eventually passed out and stayed out for a while. But it was great because I got to cuddle her. All right. So Sports Illustrated is learning the same lesson so many others have. Maybe it's a bad idea to pander to people who really aren't your target audience.
And make up a tiny percentage of society.
The vast majority of people that watch sports are men.
Yeah. Look, magazines aren't doing that well to begin with.
No.
So even if they made it a web thing like they tried to do with Playboy, you're not going to achieve any degree of success. You're just going to destroy your IP. And Sports Illustrated is iconic. That name should be selling in some respect. And they haven't been able to make it work because they're fucking it up.
Well, they keep hiring, and this isn't, no offense before anybody, my misogyny coming out, it's not, but they keep hiring women. And the problem is they're not hiring women who are good at what they do. There are a lot of women out there who cover sports. There's women out there who are bigger fans of football than I am, Jack, who could school me on all kinds of stuff.
Well, was it those like Erin Andrews, one of those people?
Who?
The chick that got fired from ESPN and somebody took sneak peek nudes of her through the keyhole.
That does not sound familiar, but I'm sure we talked about it.
Well, if I know who she is, she's somebody. She was a sports commentator, used to be on the sidelines all the time, little blonde chick. And somebody took some like secret photos of her in the shower or the bathroom or something.
You might be right on that. I'm not.
It was a while back, so.
And there was another one recently fired just for God, what the hell was it for? It wasn't even Sports Illustrated. It was a I want to say a newscaster, but they fired for having the wrong opinions.
Yeah, the black lady, right?
I want to say yes, but I'm not sure I ever actually saw her.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I kind of passingly caught that during some news segment somewhere.
Yeah, and the problem is they're hiring what all journalists coming out of school, whether it's news or even entertainment stuff or sports, indoctrinated little shitbags who are not there for anything other than agenda pushing.
Yep.
I mean, it's how we got Jamil Hill, for fuck's sake. She used to write for ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN's had these problems for a long time, but it's not surprising this has infected so many other outlets because nobody stops it. But yeah, I don't know.
It's not true that no women are good at this. There's some who are really good at it. They're just not the ones who get hired very often because they're not the ones who are coming up through the system. Just like everything else, it's the shitbags that are coming up. And as bad as the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue is, their writing is just as bad. You can't have any kind of controversial opinion. You just have to toe the line or you're gone. I mean, they basically lionized that fucking shitbag Kaepernick.
Yeah, I still don't get that.
He had 2 good seasons, fell off, and used his race to try to get a better fucking contract. And instead of just calling him out on that, the people who did call him out got fired. The others just toed the line. How come look at the NFL doing so good here? Standing with the black rich guy who's so oppressed. By the way, raised by white parents. Not that black people can't succeed themselves, but they kept that whole white parent thing as he was bashing white people a little down on the down low. Yeah,
they still don't like to talk about that.
They also kept the fact that he was a multi-millionaire who was claiming to be oppressed on the down low.
Look, he's oppressed by all those millions of dollars. That's blood money. That's slave money. Remember? Because NFL slavery.
He compared the NFL to slavery.
Yeah, that dude wouldn't know oppression if it came up and shackled him personally.
No. He lived a very privileged life his entire life. And then had the nerve to pull that over contract disputes. And the sports media were all on his side.
Yeah. Dude's a baby.
ESPN, the Ocho, would unironically get better rating these days. Ocho's been hanging out. Chad Johnson.
No, that's a dodgeball reference. Maybe.
No, I know, but Cinco Ocho, or is it Cinco Ocho? He just goes by Ocho now on the show. He's been hanging out on Shannon Sharp's show that he does here on YouTube, and it's a podcast. That's actually a really good show. I've been enjoying watching their coverage of the playoffs.
I don't know what that is.
Ocho Cinco. Thank you. 08. That's what it is, right? Ocho. Maybe. No, 80.
Yeah, Ocho's 8, but I don't know who.
85. 85. He used to play for the Bengals.
No, I don't know who any of the people are you're talking about.
I know you don't. But anyway, that is a good show, and it's a show that would never be allowed on ESPN because they have opinions. And
you're not allowed to do that. They have the wrong opinions.
Shannon Sharp, does he still even play, or does he still do stuff on ESPN? I don't know if he's even allowed on there because the guy, he's kind of like, he's turning into Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, back in the day, he got kind of banished from the airwaves because he spoke his mind and he wasn't saying what you're supposed to say.
Oops, that's been disallowed.
In Barkley's case, it actually ended up working out well for him because people really responded to it, and it was just the suits who wanted to get rid of him. In Shannon's case, we're like 30 years removed from that, so you need to be a little careful with that. However, that's what the alternative media, man. Seriously, if you guys haven't seen, what the fuck is Shannon's show name over here? Just look up Shannon Sharp. You'll find him if you're interested in sports. Check out their recaps of the games for the playoffs. I've really, really enjoyed them. Anyway, moving along. Jack, you have several things here. My archive thing was not opening again the other day, so I don't know. You might have to get a couple of these.
Well, that's
but
fine.
The first one opened with no problem. So just a heads up that it might happen.
Yeah, no worries.
U.S. Appeals Court. Oh, before we get to your story, I'm sorry. That just reminded me. SCOTUS had a thing come down yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big decision. I mean, it is, but they didn't have an opinion issued with it. There was an injunction against the United States government issued by the Fifth Circuit to stop them from cutting the razor wire that Texas put up. The Supreme Court today, in a 5-4 decision with Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett going with the majority, got rid of the injunction so that the U.S. government can cut the razor wire in Texas again.
Yeah, I think that's stupid.
That's not the end of it, because all this is the case is still going forward. Texas is still suing. But there was an injunction put to stop them from doing it while it goes through the courts. They removed that injunction so they can do it while it goes through the courts. I would need to know their reasoning why, because I can see the argument. The Biden administration argued that the federal government has control over immigration. And by U.S. law, that is true. But Texas has a good case in the fact that the United States government is failing in that obligation.
No, it's not that they're failing, it's they're not even trying.
That's fair too.
I'm telling you, this is going to get heated, and you're going to see vigilantes down there if this shit keeps up, because people are getting really fed up. There was a thing on Fox the other day about some group of people arresting illegals in, I think, New Mexico. And I was like, this is dangerous. You're going to get people that just start killing them. And I think that's what the feds want.
Well, there's another case going through the court right now about the power of the administration's different departments and stuff, and it's the Chevron deference case. And in that, basically, it gives Chevron deference, just for the sake of letting everybody know what it means. It involves a case where the question was, what power do the administrators have? Like the EPA, what power do they actually have? And Chevron deference said that as long as they think, and I'm paraphrasing, but as long as they think that's what the law meant, then they can do it. And the new case is asking, do these things have to go by the letter of the law? Does Congress actually have to say this is how you do things, or do you just leave it up to the department? And hopefully, although with Barrett and Roberts on there, I'm not real sure. Hopefully they decide, no, it has to be written in the letter of the law, because it literally should be, because of the Constitution.
Yeah, pesky Constitution.
And if that happens, if Chevron deference gets overturned, then this case has to, because the enforcement part of that, they need to go by the letter of the law, and there's nothing in the law that says they can cut up that fence.
Well,
Texas can secure its own border from other people.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for, but I just don't have that much faith that the Supreme Court's got the balls to do that. Plus, it would gut the ATF, which would be hilarious.
So many agencies would lose the powers that they have, because they literally just take them.
Yeah. But also,
I didn't mean to interrupt the story you had here. I meant to talk about this before and forgot about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
Thank you, Keldrick. So this is a woman's fault? Typical. Yeah, pretty much.
Usually, yeah. Chevron deference says Congress is too lazy to do their job, so let the bureaucrats rule with an iron hand that is unaccountable. True. Basically, yes.
Yes.
And for far too long, that's how the government has treated it. Like, just as a general thing, Congress passes a law that says we're making the EPA to save the environment. And then they make the EPA, and the guy running the EPA is like, well, to save the environment, what we need to do is get rid of gas stoves. It's not a law that's been passed. It's just them. It's literally a regulation.
Yeah. Yeah. No bureaucrat should have that kind of unaccountable power.
Nope. And this is one of the things Vivek talked about. And I love that he did, because most people don't talk about this shit. We've been talking about the unelected assholes who get to make our actual decisions for years.
Mm-hmm.
We need more national politicians who are calling this shit out. U.S. Appeal Court revives Mexico's $10 billion lawsuit against gun makers. Are they suing Obama as well?
No, just the gun manufacturers.
Cool. U.S.
Not
Appeals
dealer.
U.S. Appeals Court on Monday revived the $10 billion lawsuit by Mexico seeking to hold American gun manufacturers responsible for facilitating the trafficking of weapons to cartels. Again, Obama. The Boston-based, of course it was in Boston, First, U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals overturned a lower court's decision dismissing the case on the grounds that U.S. law barred Mexico from suing Smith & Wesson. That law, the Federal Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, provides the firearm industry broad protection from lawsuits. That shouldn't even be a thing. Not because it's not needed, but because you shouldn't be able to sue a firearm manufacturer for the gun working properly.
Yeah, no, if I'm hoisting a piano comically up to the third floor and it drops and kills somebody, I don't get to sue the piano manufacturer for that. Or somebody gets a hangnail while they're playing piano and it catches on the keys. The piano's still working correctly. It's not their fault. It's fucking stupid. It's because this is a back end to try and bankrupt a bunch of gun companies.
It is, yeah. If you pull the trigger on a gun and the bullet fires backwards and shoots you in the face, then your family should be able to sue the gun manufacturer because obviously there was something faulty.
Yeah.
But if you pull that trigger and the bullet comes out straight and it hits somebody, that's on you. Anyway, sorry. Mexico's lawyers argued the law only bars lawsuits over injuries that occur in the United States and does not shield the 7 manufacturers and 1 distributor it sued from liability over the trafficking of guns to Mexican criminals. Hey, Mexico, how about you clean up your fucking cartel problem?
Sounds like work.
U.S. Circuit Judge William Kayada, writing for the 3-judge panel, said that while the law, how come they didn't tell us who put him on the panel?
Shut up.
You know how long it's been since I've seen a judge's name and it didn't tell me who put him on the bench? It's been years.
Just because it was Obama, most likely.
Writing for the 3-judge panel, said that while the law can be applied to lawsuits by foreign governments, Mexico's lawsuit plausibly alleges a type of claim that is statutorily exempt from the PLCAA's general prohibition. What?
Gotta bend those rules.
He said that because the law was only designed to protect lawful firearm-related commerce, yet Mexico had accused the companies of aiding and abetting illegal gun sales by facilitating the tracking. Oh, that's dirty.
Yep.
That is dirty. No, that should have been thrown out.
Absolutely. But we've got a bunch of activist judges now. This woke mind virus has infiltrated every aspect of our lives, and they want to destroy everything you care about, including guns, especially guns.
Yeah, this is one that'll get shot down in the Supreme Court.
Let's hope so.
Mexican Foreign Minister Alicia Bárcena called the ruling great news. Yeah, because Mexico needs money. On the social media platform X, the country's U.S. lawyer Stephen Shadowin called it an important step forward in holding the gun industry accountable. The gun industry, it's doing that thing again where it slowly rises. The gun industry is not the issue here. It's the cartels in Mexico.
No, that's never Mexico's fault. They are divinely inspired. That's why they have that spark of divinity. So they are holy immigrants, whether they know it or not. They just haven't made it here yet.
Sometimes people break the law, and blaming the manufacturers for that, unless the manufacturers did something that made it easier to break the law, like they purposefully made the guns smaller so they're easier to conceal while doing a crime, specifically while doing a crime. And that's in a memo somewhere. You can't just go, well, they sold this thing and people misused it. You can, because it's America and we sue over stupid shit all the fucking time, but it shouldn't be allowed. This is why our courts are backed up with stupid shit like this.
Yep. Giant waste of time lawsuits.
But you're absolutely right in what they're doing. This has always been about punishing the gun companies. It's a backdoor to gun control. It's like
There,
the nonsense with wanting to regulate bullets.
yeah, I'm so sick of this crap where they try and end run our rights. It's really getting old. Also, we have a birthday in chat.
I just saw that. Miss Nuts, it is your son Adam's birthday, and this one is for him. Adam, happy birthday. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Adam. I hope you have a good one. Really, really do. And hug your mom. She's a sweet lady.
Absolutely.
Oh God. We're moving on to Fanny.
You like Fanny.
I like Fanny, but not this one. Details of Fanny Willis's improper relationship with prosecutor go public as bombshell divorce docs unsealed.
Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a few days now, where Fanny Willis, the chick who's prosecuting Trump in Georgia down there, turns out the one dude she was banging, working for, had no experience even in prosecuting. She gave this man several $100,000, and her defense is, "But I'm a black woman."
They're just racist for calling it out.
She went to a church to defend her adultery.
Yes. She's being persecuted for her skin color. Those sons of bitches, how dare they?
God
well,
didn't
now
tell
it's
her.
getting more interesting.
God didn't tell her that it was going to be a rough road as a black woman. I am barely paraphrasing that. She said that out loud in a church. Lightning should have struck that bitch.
Well, it might be a church of Satan. I don't know.
Explosive divorce documents could derail the election fraud case against Donald Trump in Georgia when they were ruled unsealed on Monday. Evidence of Fulton County District Attorney Fanny Willis's improper relationship with Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor bringing the election fraud charges, is included in the file in the form of credit card charges for a trip the pair took together to Miami and California. Yeah, his wife included these documents that showed. Have you seen the document? I don't know if it's in this article.
I saw it in one of the articles, but this was the most recent article I could grab.
Yeah, they actually have like the credit card statement of where he made the purchases. Dumbass. You're cheating on your wife. Do it with cash, idiot.
Yeah, get a separate credit card she doesn't know about so that, you can't get busted on this stuff.
Their alleged romantic relationship was first exposed in a filing in the election fraud case by defendant Michael Roman. He claimed their relationship presented a professional conflict of interest. Now, here's an interesting thought, Jack.
Uh-oh.
So this is the case where it's the RICO case. So there's 18 defendants, I think is how many? Several of them have already made deals with the prosecutor, including Jenna Ellis and that weird chick. What happens if this all gets thrown out because Fanny's a dirty little hoe?
I don't know. I don't know if they could go back and relitigate that, because I think that varies by state. But yeah, Sidney Powell. That was the other
Sidney
chick.
Powell. That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think they should be able to appeal because they did it under false pretenses or something like that. But it's kind of hard to say. But I will laugh my ass off if Trump gets off the hook because this chick helped this guy cheat.
Well, and that's not even the really important part of the story is his cheating.
No.
We'll get to it in a second, but I just want to read Jenna Ellis's Twitter account if this gets thrown out, because that'll be fucking amazing, because she's gone full on anti-Trump. She's having a meltdown today because she's a big DeSantis supporter and refuses to support Trump at all, which is just funny. And I want to see her melt down. I kind of want to see her cry.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of weeping by a lot of people if this gets destroyed because of the stupid bitches and lazy infidelity. Real quickly, though, thank you, Frosted Glass. The things I've learned from the left so far tonight are that African American culture values adultery and anal rape. Am I an ally yet?
You're close.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure that is a communism ally, but I don't know about African American culture. You'll have to take that up with our black experts, which would be P-Dog and Pat.
We need some black experts.
Black experts, is that a word?
It is now. I just said it.
Oh, well, Monkey coined it.
Um,
Somebody says, "Where'd you hear that word?" Be like, "A monkey told me."
Oh,
see
my
how
God.
that goes over.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're brought to you by you.
Please send us money before we get canceled.
The important part of this case, though, it's not even the affair. I mean, that's dirty and everything. The really interesting thing is that the gentleman involved there was named Nathan Wade.
Yeah, he's got like the most average sounding name out there.
He had 2 meetings with members of the administration in
Yes.
regards to this. And we know it because he charged the state for the trips.
Yep.
That is
smart move on his part.
That is the prosecutor working with the Biden administration against a political opponent.
Yep. Which is
bring
way worse than what Nixon did.
To bring charges against him so he can't run in the election.
Yep. That's collusion.
This is some nonsensical shit. And again, I get the splash because sex always sells, but there's a much bigger point here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a black expert. I hope this is a real thing. It is now. And it's Blackspert. Thank you. And where are we? Their alleged romantic relationship was first exposed. We read that. Although he provided no evidence in his filing, he cited Wade's divorce from his wife of 26 years, Jocelyn Wade, as the source of proof. Wade had initially filed for divorce a day after he was made special prosecutor and immediately filed for the documents to be sealed, hinting that they contained information he didn't want the public to see. If you can get your court record sealed, it's just a good idea anyway. But it does make you look like you're hiding shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Steven Crowder. But at an emergency hearing in Cobb County on Monday, Judge Henry Thompson decided the case should be available to the public and heard arguments as to whether Willis should sit for a deposition. Hey, Fanny, you were actually ordered to sit for the deposition. You were subpoenaed for it. Why aren't you? That fucking ad is huge. Why aren't you just going and doing it?
What? If she's above the law, it's just Trump isn't.
Isn't that the argument always against Trump? Is like, if you're not guilty, you just go do it.
Yeah, you have nothing to hide. You have
Nothing to hide.
Yeah. So she should be doing that. But no, it's different when it's them.
Andrea Hastings, the attorney for Jocelyn, argued on Monday that Willis knows the cause of the separation between the former couple and accused her of hindering her ability to access information relative to the case. Yeah, the deposition is for the divorce trial. So it's not even like she's being criminally charged here. They just want to bring her forward and go, hey, did you bang this guy? Which is a relevant question in a divorce proceeding.
Yeah, because it goes to the cheating accusations.
Mm-hmm. Jocelyn's attorneys had previously accused Wade of leaving her destitute, hiding how much he was earning, and spending lavishly, including on vacations with Willis. Willis's lawyer, Jesus Christ, these ads. When did this shit start over here on the archive site?
It's been a few months now, but that's why I always use Edge, because for some reason that blocks the pop-ups on there. I don't know if it's something to do with my settings or what, but it always seems to block the ads.
Willis's lawyer, Sink? How do you fucking say that? Huh?
I have no idea. Sync sounds good.
Cinque. Axum. Cinque.
So sexy and exotic.
Appeared by video arguing that Willis shouldn't be deposed by Jocelyn because alleged adultery is not relevant and their divorce case has nothing to do with Miss Willis. I'm so sorry. He cheated on his wife and they're getting divorced over it, but Willis has nothing to do with that, being the one he cheated with.
Yes.
Axum claimed the only matter in the divorce is how to divide the marital assets. Hastings shot back, I want to know how he's been spending his money. I have reason to believe he is spending it on another woman, and that's my client's money. That's fair.
Yeah.
Hastings also noted a filing by Willis last week was the first time the false claim that Jocelyn had an affair with Nathan's friend, effectively ending the marriage in 2017, had been made. I didn't realize that part was part of it. So they're reportedly cheating on each other.
Cheaters cheating on each other. Shocking.
That clearly demonstrates she has unique personal knowledge. We are not seeking her deposition as a DA. We're seeking it as the alleged paramour of my client's husband. I'm sure it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient for all of us. However, I have questions and she needs to answer them. Yeah. Make that bitch come do it. Is Fanny married, or is she just another one of these female politicians running around banging everybody else's husband?
I think she's the second one, because it sounds like she's not married.
Because Fanny,
everything I've seen,
there were accusations against Fanny in that rap case where she started banging one of the defendant's friends.
Yeah.
Willis, who brought charges against Trump and 18 co-defendants, hired Wade, her alleged secret lover and private attorney with the Atlanta-based Wade and Campbell firm, to oversee the case in late 2021, even though he had no experience as a special prosecutor. Trump and the 14 remaining co-defendants in the case have all pled not guilty. Last week, Willis filed an emergency motion asking the judge to cancel the subpoena, calling for her to give testimony. No. You need to go do that. Otherwise, you're guilty. That's your rule, not mine.
What are you trying to hide, Fanny? What are you hiding? What is that Fanny hiding?
The unsealed divorce documents allege that since filing for divorce, Wade has attempted to hide his earnings. Her lawyers claim Nathan has so far made about $700,000 in his role as special prosecutor overseeing the Trump case, but continuously hid those earnings from his wife. That should be easy enough. That should be public record how much he's made.
Should be, but apparently he's trying to hide that.
Jocelyn's attorney also claimed Nathan was owner of the firm which bears his name, Wade, Bradley, and Campbell, but dissolved the practice during the divorce and is now just a partner in another attempt to lower his net worth. This is a dirty bitch.
Yeah.
Look, I get it, man. I wouldn't want her taking my money either, but that's kind of dirty.
Yeah, you should be hiding it from the start, and then it doesn't look like you're doing anything.
Yeah, no shit. Look, I understand him wanting to keep his money and everything, but they're trying to figure out how to settle this stuff. That is the law. Sorry, I didn't make it. You need to fess up how much money you're making.
You'd think a lawyer would be a little better at this sort of thing, too.
Well, a lawyer is better at this sort of thing. That's why it's where it's at right now. He knows how to drag this shit out for years. But again, the main takeaway from this, while that's all funny and stuff, is this motherfucker was meeting with Biden to help on this case, and there's no reason for him to be meeting with Biden. And he didn't meet with Biden specifically. Sorry, the Biden administration on two separate occasions. They should not have been involved in this case at all. It's a state case. And it's not like they were meeting with the Justice Department special prosecutor looking into this. This was some backdoor dealing shit. Anyway, I hope Fanny ends up in jail over this one way or another. I mean that sincerely. I hope she spends the rest of her life eating tacos in a gray cell.
Yeah, look, she's flexing the rules to be generous about it, to get Trump anyway. So there's a lot of shady shenanigans. So it doesn't surprise me that her boyfriend is acting as a proxy and going to the Biden administration for her.
Yeah.
And she's going on vacation with him on taxpayer dime. So it's just the whole thing is disgusting. And it's always these super corrupt people or scummy people that are the ones saying you're a bad person.
Well, I mean, when you're going to throw stones, it's best to do it in a glass house so you can see outside of who you're throwing them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just common sense. Oh, God. For real?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
It just reminds me of a joke that was in Don't Be a Menace to South Central, the guy who was begging.
Yeah.
And then and they give him money and they walk by, he takes off the nasty overcoat. He's wearing a $5,000 suit and jumps into a Bentley.
Yeah, you ever seen panhandlers? It's pretty much their gig. They make a lot of money.
Well, I've talked before, guys, we'll get to the story that I'm discussing in a second, but we've talked before about how our local Walmart and the one that I worked at, every year since that Walmart has been there, there's a guy who pops up just before Thanksgiving who starts begging for, we'll work for food.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, he gets plenty of food for the whole year because by Christmas he's gone.
Yeah.
And one year, my favorite manager we ever had went out there and like, dude, I'll give you a job. And the guy was like, oh, nah, bro, that ain't the kind of work I'm going to do for food. He's like, I didn't mean I'd actually work for food.
Yeah. My favorite are the ones with a gas can sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
I need gas money. Or the single mom that's sitting there with the kids and she's big fatty and it's just because she's lazy. No, they're just out there trying to make some extra money so it's not tax reportable.
Oh, dude, this guy by the end of the day, and this happens on the daily, he will have 14 to 15 shopping bags full of food that people bring him every day for a month and a half.
Ridiculous. Yeah, if he's got a chest freezer, he's set for all winter.
Dirty bat. He wasn't out there the other day when it was 5 degrees.
Of course not. It's too cold to go out and panhandle.
Apparently he wasn't hungry that day.
No.
Anyway, the story we're referencing here, migrant cars towed outside New York City, migrants' pricey cars. That's important. Migrants' pricey cars towed outside controversial New York City shelter in same area where they begged door to door. Because of course they did. These migrants appear to have better rides than some Brooklyn families they've been hitting up for cash. I said families.
Yes, you did. Well, they're friends and family.
Yes, it's friends and family. Yeah, I'm just merging words tonight. Thank you for that.
The family plan.
Brooklyn families, they've been hitting up for cash, food, and clothes. Authorities on Friday night towed at least 5 unregistered vehicles, apparently being used by the migrants, that were illegally parked outside the city's controversial tent shelter at fuck me, I'm done reading.
Would you like me to do this one?
They towed some cars. The wild scene, which Williams caught on video and shared on Facebook, included a white pickup truck with no plates being towed from a grassy lot that is a federal parkland, to the dismay of at least one migrant seen pleading to gain access to the vehicle. My gun's in there.
All my drugs are in there.
That's my fentanyl stash. Cheers star looks unrecognizable. Shelley Long's like 900 years old. Leave her alone.
She looks like the surface of Mars.
Stop doing that to actors who've left the spotlight, for fuck's sake. One, they never really looked like that anyway. There's a shit ton of makeup on them. I miss the old, sorry, we'll get back to the main story in a second. I just saw that in the corner. You ever see those old Inquirers back in the day when they would show the actors and actresses without their makeup on?
Yeah.
You can still find them from time to time online, but they don't look like you see them on the movies because there's 900 pounds of makeup on them for those things. And then they're like, they don't look anything. Actually, they look more like themselves now than they did then. It's amazing what you can do with spackle.
Right?
For those of you who don't know, Brad Pitt is horribly scarred on half of his face. He's horribly scarred. And you'll notice when he's on screen, it's almost always from one angle because he had really bad acne as a kid. So they cake on a shit ton of makeup to make him look pretty.
Yeah, he's like Two-Face.
Yeah. It's not his fault and it works out fine. But in 10 years, we're like, Brad Pitt unrecognizable because you can see him as he really is.
Because you're looking at him from the right.
For fuck's sake, man.
That's
They're made to
evil
look-
Brad Pitt on the right. On the left
Oh.
is good Brad Pitt.
The Wilds, a minty Toyota Sienna with Florida dealership plates is also shown illegally parked. I would be asking that dealer how that car got there.
I think you know how that car got there.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Yeah.
Other vehicles in the lot included 2 Toyota Sequoias, according to Williams. Oh, yeah, that is a nice little car right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Grassland Habitat Management Area. God, why would you see? You know what the problem is? That's not in Spanish, so they couldn't read it.
Yeah, or Somali.
It says don't walk here, but we can park there for sure. Fucking
Yeah.
retards.
I like her quote. Because
Which one? Because I have skipped part of this. Was it up higher?
yeah, it was the next line. This is insane. Where'd they get the money to buy these vehicles?
They didn't have to buy those vehicles. If I was being honest, I bet that Florida car has been reported stolen. They were like, we'll take it for a test drive. If it's still rocking dealer plates. No, that's not right. Because we know that these people who came into the country illegally would never do anything illegal.
It's not illegal when they do it, Monkey. Just like flying with no ID. It's because they're special people and they're better than citizens. They're more trustworthy and harder working than American citizens. So it's not theft. They were just borrowing it. It was just redistribution. They were going to get a free car anyway from the government, so they just thought they would pick their own.
Over the past few weeks, residents of Main Park, a predominantly working-class blue-collar neighborhood, have openly complained about asylum seeker families, showing up on their doorstep asking for spare change and other aid.
I believe that's called casing the residents.
Yeah, you're not even panhandling anymore. That's a whole new kind of pissing me off.
It's an extended test drive.
That's all it is. Yep. All right, Jack, you're sitting at home. You just microwave some pizza rolls. You're getting ready to eat them. And there's a knock on your door. And there's a little Mexican going, could I have some money?
I'd be like, you have 10 seconds to get off my property.
I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Do we not have enough homeless people in the United States? We have to import them?
We used to get a lot of this in Columbus because I lived on the edge of the sketchy neighborhood. And a lot of the bums would come around and go door to door panhandling. They always wanted money to get to Springfield because they always have a destination in mind.
Sure.
They always have a story. Oh, my daughter's in the hospital in Springfield. Bullshit. I've seen the hospital in Springfield. No one goes there. They take the drive to Delaware or Columbus. Don't give me that shit. So yeah,
is
pretty common.
panhandling door to door just one of those jobs Americans won't do and that we got to bring foreigners in for?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're like religious people because they're blessed by God. So it's not a crime when they do it.
It's begging that Americans just won't do themselves. Who's going to do the begging if we don't bring them in here?
Exactly. They just want the free stuff and they want to see what kind of TV you have in case you're not home later. And they want to watch TV at their house. So they're going to borrow your TV. No, it's disgusting. This is gross on so many levels, but it's just another sign that we are importing freeloading parasites that are just going to go door to door in your neighborhood, probably case your house out, and probably steal your car.
Damn it. Why are there not more Peruvian flute bands active? That's a South Park reference. I love that. It's one of my favorite episodes. That's the one with the hamsters. Are they hamsters or guinea pigs?
I think they're guinea pigs.
I can't remember now. But yeah, I love that episode. I haven't watched it in a long time. I haven't watched South Park in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either. They haven't updated the new shows on Max yet.
I never remember to turn it on when I'm bored and want something to watch. I watched a ton of South Park back in the day, Jack.
Yeah, they used to do marathons. They don't really do a lot of that anymore. I don't have cable either, so
I got the first 20 seasons on DVD, and I used to. It's what I used to watch before streaming was a thing. I'd throw the DVD in and just watch it when I went to sleep.
Oh, nice.
There's one episode of South Park that always puts me to sleep, and I was having trouble one time sleeping, and Lady Monkey put it on for me. She goes, "You need to watch this and go to bed."
Was it Imagination Land?
No, it's the first Towley episode. For some reason, that show just relaxes me. Although I have to watch it until the mistake, because there's a mistake in there. There's a part where Towley first shows up and Stan goes, "What?" But his mouth doesn't move.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's South Park. They're not known for their high quality animation.
It's one of the only times I've ever noticed a mistake like that before, though. You see more mistakes in live television than you do in cartoons, because they can usually go back and fix stuff. South Park also knew what to do with the homeless. Yeah, take them all to California. Anyway,
Damn hippies.
Damn hippies. California. Super nice to the homeless. Anyway, we are going to wrap this one up, Jack. I'm probably going to go play a video game, guys. I'll probably be playing some Palworld. I cannot say enough nice things about this game.
Is that a Poker Man game?
Not officially. This is a game that is clearly inspired by Pokemon and Ark.
I'm pretty sure I saw Pikachu on there because I caught part of the stream that he was doing earlier. It looked like fucking Pikachu.
It did not. It looked like Raichu.
Raichu? Really?
Raichu.
That's the best they could come up with?
That's the evolution of Pikachu.
Oh.
Raichu.
Yeah, well, anyway, they all look like Pokemons to me. So I was like, is this Pokemon game or not? Because I hear people bitching constantly about it, but I don't understand any of their complaints because I don't give a fuck about Pokemon. So I kind of zone out and they turn into Charlie Brown's mom.
You know me, and I like my Pokemon. True. And I've always wanted a game in Pokemon that had more depth to it, that had an open world.
That you could kill Pokemon in?
Yes. You never actually kill these things. They get beat up and run off.
Oh, so can you catch them in a small orb-like device?
Yes, actually, it's called a Pal Ball because they're not Pokemon, they're pals. That's why it's called Palworld.
How have they not been sued into oblivion yet?
Because it's just different enough.
I don't know, man. Pokemon, they got a lot of money at the Pokemon company.
Look,
like a lot.
Real quick, let me get this. Circus Zero, thank you. Sir, do you have a couple of bucks so I can maybe get some gas? I'm trying to make it to Wakanda. My mother's child's ill and needs help. Sorry, man. Sorry, I'm all out.
Go away. Don't touch me without a note from your doctor.
Red Fawn, thank you so much. All right, now, Monkey, where have you been? I've not been feeling well. I'm...
I don't feel good. That's why we don't do shows. I'm sick. Sound like my sister.
Did you do shows?
Fuck no, I'm lazy.
There you go.
I was sleeping. The one thing I never do. I was like, oh, we're not doing a show tonight. But
no, in Palworld, you can actually catch humans in the balls too, which is great. And then you can sell them.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Is there like a Lincoln Pokemon that frees the ones that are sold?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Now the game looked like it was pretty fun, but I didn't know. I couldn't tell if it was a Pokemon game or not because they all look like vaguely like Pokemon to me.
Thank you, Frosted. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull this one up over here. It is very Pokemon like, but you have to realize how many Pokemon the Game Freaks has made. Game Freaks is the people who make it.
Oh, okay.
They're so out of ideas. I mean, if you look at one of them is a Nose. His name is Nose Pass. That's a real thing. There's only so many different ways you can make monsters, so they just color them a little different. And yeah, they're similar. The one looks like a straight up knockoff of Raichu, but eventually there's only so many different things you can, make them look like. And they're different enough from Pokemon if you know actual Pokemon. Although the little green monkey, what's his name? Tifa, whatever. He looks just like a Pokemon, but it's just a green monkey, so But anyway, Frosted, thank you. The Baby's Got Boobs episode. At one point, Stan talks, but you hear Kyle's voice. Also, check DMs. Oh, I saw your DM, and I can't this week. Was it this week you asked me about? This week, by the way, Jack, there's a good chance I'm not going to be here either Friday or Saturday.
Oh.
I have an appointment out of town.
I have an appointment with the Sandman.
But yeah, if we can do it next week, that would be cool, dude. This week I have things to do. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's this weekend. Yeah.
Digimon won this fight a long time ago. I'm sorry, Yokai Watch won.
I think he's talking about the copyright infringement thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly thought these were Pokemon because I'm a casual. I don't know shit about Pokemon, but just a cursory glance is like, there's a Pikachu, there's the Mewtwo, and I kind of zoned out because I stopped caring almost immediately. It looked like a fun game though. Everybody seemed to be having a good time.
V is named after Digimon. Is he really? Is he named after Vmon? I've played Digimon too. I love Digimon. Truck and Bear, thank you. Don't forget the sentient ice cream cone. Yes, there's a sentient ice cream cone. There's a set of keys. That is true.
You're selling me on this game. I don't need to be buying this.
Hang on. That's not Palworld. That is Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, a sentient ice cream cone just wandering around in the wild and you got to grind them. That'd be funny. You get diabetes from it. Not
only that, it's got evolutions to it too. There's a couple of Pokemon that don't have evolutions. Typically, your legendaries, but the ice cream cone definitely. He really should have been called 2 Scoops for the second one.
This is final form of Banana Split.
But he's soft serve ice cream. He's not scooped ice cream. So
that's sad.
They should have one named Dipped. That should have been the final evolution. V's full original YouTube name was Vmon. Was it really? I didn't know that. But yeah, I like my Digimon, man. I played the shit out of DigiWorld 2. That game was so fun. But anyway, guys, I'll be over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a little while playing some Palworld. I didn't play with the multiplayer last night. Me and Satsu, we talked. He's like, you down to play? I'm like, yeah, cool. And it was about 15 minutes later, I sent him a message like, dude, I got to go to sleep. I'm about to pass out. So it's not just this show that I cancel on. Sorry, guys.
Who was the other people you were playing with? Was that Understatement?
Understatement and Jen Maxey.
Oh, it's Jen Maxey. Okay. I didn't know who the girl was, but I thought that was Understatement. It sounded like you guys were having a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast, man. It's a blast.
Yeah?
Oh, Cynic says he filled in. Cool. Lots of people are playing this game, Jack. This game, they didn't expect it to do as well as it did. They expected it to sell, of course. But it sold 1 million copies in a day.
Ooh, yeah. And that's how they're going to get sued, because they're making money.
Last time I heard they'd sold 2 million copies.
Damn. It's only been out, like, isn't this like beta testing or something?
Technically, it's early access.
Early access, that's it.
But unlike a lot of early access games, it works. There's a couple of bugs in it so far I found. Nothing game breaking, just more annoying. But it's a fully functioning game, and it It's what a lot of Pokemon fans have been asking for.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what do they know? What is it, like $60 or something?
No, it's 40.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow, they're underselling
Wait.
under profit margin.
I don't think it's even 40. I think right now it's 36 and you can get it on sale, I think. I don't have my Steam open, so I can't pull it up.
Yeah, it'll
But
crash the system.
yeah, it's not a full price AAA game, which
Damn.
go for 70 to start now.
Yeah, dude, I think Pokemon's gonna try and shut this down. Net says it was $30. So yeah, well, hey, how often do you get to spend that little amount of money and it have a game that's like actually enjoyable and not completely broken?
Yeah. Me and Satsu have talked about that a lot offline about how polished it is for a early access game.
Yeah, good for them. I hope it succeeds.
It's more polished than a lot of gold releases. Gold just means full retail version.
Yeah.
And it's more polished than a lot of AAA gold versions.
Wow. Are they going to add like expansions on this? Is this something they're planning on supporting or?
With the money they made, I'm sure they will.
Oh, okay.
It just makes sense. I mean, this with the reception it's got for a game that did not have a lot of buzz leading up to the release. I didn't even know it was coming out. I'd heard of the game before, but until Satsu called me up and goes, "Hey, did you see this released?" I had no idea it was coming out.
Yeah, I never heard you talk about this game, so I was a little shocked by that. I'm like, what the fuck is Palworld?
I think it was somebody in our audience quite a while ago who brought it to my attention, and I went and checked it out, but it was still quite a ways away. I heard they sold 4 million. Are they up to 4? The word
Considering
of mouth,
how many people are talking about this game, I've seen tons of people making videos on it, so it's obviously got some buzz.
oh, just for the folks watching, be careful if you go out there and look for tip videos on how to play the game, because a ton of them are filled with bad information. I was watching them as I played this morning, Jack, and oh my God, so many. I get it. You got to get out there and be first, but so many people just have really bad information. One of them is that you can't respec your character. You absolutely can, and it does work. It's just a potion that you make later in the game, or if you're lucky enough to find one. But they're like, you absolutely can't ever respec, so be very careful. Stop lying to your audience for quick views, asshole.
You could give them guns.
Yes.
What? Okay, that's. I don't know why you're trying to sell me on this game, monkey.
The little green monkey guy gets a SMG. There's a little.
Look, does he get a beret too?
No. But you can pick him up and fire him. There, the one guy who looks like Charmander, his name's Fire something. I call him Fire Crotch. You pick him up and you use him like a flamethrower. It's awesome. But anyway, Palworld Cubic Zirconia is nothing like Pokemon. No, it's better in most respects. I love Pokemon, and I will probably get the next one whenever it comes out. But this is a step up and a step in the right direction. They did something good here. And if they're smart about it, yeah, they can keep this going for years.
Oh yeah, because if they can get the Pokemon crowd, they're super loyal people.
Wait, it's past 5 million now? Fuck. Good for them, man. They deserve it. I'm glad to see a game company do something right and get rewarded for it.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing the opposite of No Man's Sky.
Can't change your character's appearance. Nope, not after. They even tell you that in game creation when you create your character. Once you're done here, this is it. So there's a bird thing that has a suicide bombing attack. Yes, there's actually 2 different suicide bombers in there. And I don't know if this was done on purpose. One of them is a bee, Jack, and it's wearing a black robe.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, I don't know if there's any symbolism going on there, but yeah, they do a suicide attack as well. I lost my base to a suicide attack. I didn't know it could even happen.
Wow.
I got attacked by those suicide birds, and one of them blew up on my front porch, and my house was all made of wood. And I noticed that there's fire on the wood. And I was on the phone with Satsu at the time, and that's why I said, "Can my base burn down?" And he says, "I don't think so." And at that moment, my base started to actually destroy, and the whole thing burned down.
Well, now you know, and knowing is
yep.
half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
Palworld.
Mohammed Mon, I choose you. Stop it. That's even funnier because technically that would mean Mohammed Monster. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. We appreciate it. And we appreciate all you guys coming out and watching.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. We love you. Twitch.tv/Ranting Monkey. Be over there in just a little bit. If you're interested in the game, come check it out. If you have the money for it and you're thinking it might be worth it, I promise you it is. Check it out and get it. I'm not paid by these people. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. They don't give a shit about me, Jack. I'm just telling. And thanks to that, I mean, I get to say what I actually believe. So if you enjoy, especially open world survival games and Pokemon, get the game. It's worth it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
This is why you don't leave until we sing, guys. I announced we were wrapping up like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we started talking about pseudo Pokemon.
Pat, it's really hard to play that game and stream it and not call them Pokemon because we all know what it's based on.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. They're not Pokemon. They're pals. They're pals.
The Palymons.
No, they're just pals. Guys, have a good night. Take care of yourselves. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
I am singing a song because I told you guys to stay till I sing. And it'd be kind of a dick move not to, even though I've done it on a couple of occasions.